Welcome back to Circle Club Entertainment for yet another Diecast review here on the channel. Another NASCAR Authentics exclusive from 2023, Wave 11. Here is Joey Gase and his 2023 USPTO National Crime Prevention Council Ford Mustang GT number 53 for Emerling Gase Motorsports. What a really cool diecast. One of the most obscure exclusives we've had in all of 2023 and probably in NASCAR Authentics history right here. It's a pretty uncommon driver in the Authentics line. Of course, Joey Gase has shown up in that line before, but man, this has got to be the most obscure one yet. And I really like it because it's another NASCAR Xfinity Series diecast, and people have been clamoring for Xfinity cars, more of them. So to have another one is really cool, obviously. Joey Gase, and to have a different sponsor, a new number. A lot of people are not going to have this one, so that's really cool to see this car get made. And even the hauler for it got made, so if you want to get the hauler for it, you could definitely pick that up along with this. That'll be a great purchase. Here's the wave that it came out of. We've reviewed a lot of these in the Gold Series already. Just need to review that number 23 truck, and then of course this car today, and then we'll have reviewed everything in this wave. But without further ado, let's get this diecast ready to be reviewed and get it out of the box ready to be reviewed. Alright folks, here it is, brand new out of the box, and I'm going to zoom in right away. I haven't been doing that very well often. Here it is out of the box, and I gotta say, wow, I would not imagine I'd ever be holding on to an Emerling Gase Motorsports diecast, or just an obscure, like, possibly rare diecast like this down the road, like of a driver and a team that you would never imagine this car getting made. Holy cow. Wow, they really went all out. And on top of that, a lot of these exclusives now are actually being done with the clear graphics on the EL mold. So Wino, good job with that. Y'all usually never really do that, and here you are with this. So really cool. Joey Gase 53. Wow, and the colors on it are super nice too. And of course, we barely ever get Mustang NASCAR Authentics cars. We did get the Cole Custer in that Christmas pack, but we needed one in the Authentics, and here it is. So without further ado, let's get this diecast review on. And right off the bat, you're gonna notice they did not update the Mustang mold for the 164s. This is still the old Mustang mold. This really looks like a 2018 diecast with the way they did these decals. Like, that grille needs to be way bigger, and the headlights also need to be way bigger. If you fix that, you'll probably have a slightly more accurate car. But other than that, other than the mold really not being accurate, having the diecast made on the EL mold with clear graphics is always a good benefit. You know, paint chip right there, it's just kind of odd. But let's get this diecast review on, shall we? You got number 53, Emerling Gase Motorsports right there. You have Simpson, ARP, and Sunoco on both corners on the front. You have your black splitter right there. On the hood, you have United States Patent and Trademark Office, USPTO. Okay, so that's what that is. I was wondering there for a second. Then you have National Crime Prevention Council on the hood right there with the little dog right there, a little character. Nice to have cars with little characters on them. That's always nice. You have the little hood opening right there on the top of the hood right there. Then you're going to have Goodyear in yellow on the fenders, and of course yellow on the Goodyears themselves. You have the 75th anniversary logo for NASCAR. You have NASCAR Race Car. You have NASCAR Xfinity Series, Mobile One, Cometic, Lincoln Welders, and Arrowhead right there. You have Joey Gase with his little flag and another symbol that I cannot read that's next to Joey Gase. And all these sponsors right here, I'm definitely going to have a hard time reading. Something Life, that little circle there, and another thing. Is that another Emerling Gase logo? It's really hard to tell. These decals are extremely small. I'll just read what I'm able to read. Got 53 with a little, oh my god, is that a paint chip? Oh no! No, that's so disappointing. Please don't let that be a paint chip. Maybe a tiny little piece of white paint could cover that up, but if that's a paint chip, come on, dude. It actually looks like a piece of dirt. I'm not gonna dare try to scrape it off and ruin it. You have the little dog character again. You could see like a mid-shot profile of him right there. You have the little exhaust ports right there. Really cool to see that detail. You have Safe Eternal Fan, which is one of his bigger sponsors. Go for Real right there on the side. You have, oh my god, we're gonna have to pronounce this. Adirondack Tree Surgeons, Lake George, NY, New York, I'm assuming that is. You have the National Crime Prevention Council logo again with the little dog and the longer, small logo right there. Again, really cool to have characters on this car. On the back, you're going to have the rear view camera. You have USPTO, United States Patents and Trademark Office. You have Emerlin Gase Motorsports, number 53. Got the Ford license plate for 2023. Then you're going to have the little exhaust, your typical Ford Mustang details. On the deck lid, you have Humble. Wow, that looks pretty cool there, Humble. Kind of reminds me of like fake sponsors of like the most random field filler sponsors, but they're just really cool looking. On the top, we have ncpc.org/go4real. And then you have the number 53. Got your 53 on the roof right there. So without further ado, it's time for the paint scheme. So you have a black outline, a red outline, very thin, a thin light blue outline, and a white number fill-in. So lots of color going on with that number right there. Very, very cool. Same type of 53 on the other sides as well. 53. Yeah, pretty much the same style 53 all around it. Of course, your black spoiler, black splitter, black roof rails, of course, covering that. And now it's time for the paint scheme itself. So towards the front of it, you have the red. It's pretty much going to be like a... What's funny? What color is this? Okay, so it's like they spray painted it that like bright red color, and then anything blue on it is a decal. So you have the hood of it, and what's funny is that they did spray paint this car the red color, but for some reason the decals themselves, or the red on it, that you can actually see on the car's body, on the front of it, it has a really like fuzzy, like this whole thing has like a fuzzy like texture to it. I'm not saying like the decals are blurry, it just looks like it has like a soft texture to it. So you could tell they really wrapped, a lot of this is a wrap. But nonetheless, it's all red in the front, and you have like these little imprints, like these little background like shadow graphics of, you have a paw, you have a bone right there, and it looks like another bone, a random little circle right there. Got a little star, a little circle, got a little, looks to be a star, a bone, and a little circle. So you got like these little nice little pattern to it. It's really nice, really cool to see, and it's a brighter orange because remember these are like kind of like graphics that are just kind of like background, like shadowed off. Really, really cool. And then you're gonna have a little white, like little arrow here, like a little like thick white stripe here that kind of breaks up the red into the blue. So like no real gradient on this. It's just gonna fit. It's just gonna go right into the blue. But I just noticed maybe there actually is a gradient to it. I'm not sure. It's just the way they did this blue. The decal of it is just extremely fuzzy. Like the quality of like the wrap, but the sponsors and the decals look to be okay. But then again, you're gonna have it in light blue this time. It's almost like a petty blue type color. Just has like a weird, seems like it has a weird filter to it. Behind the character, you're gonna have like the same like type of imprintings, like you got your little paw right there's a little star, that's probably a little circle, then a little bone right there. Just kind of hard to see. It looks like there might be, because I just noticed that to my eyes, like this blue looks a little bit darker over here than it is over here. Call me crazy, but it looks like to me that there is some gradient with the blue part of it. The red just looks like all like regular red, but the blue itself actually kind of has like a fade to it. And you can see the top has some patterns to it, like the little circle, the bone. It's just really hard to see. It's just really faded out. And again, that's just probably a styling choice. But you got like the same type of shapes that were up here, just kind of like scattered around the blue. And then you're going to have like the little white stripe breaking off the red. So you can see it's going to go straight to being red in the back. This doesn't really line up the best here. Like this part of it, you can see is still red up here, but the white, you can see like the blue is touching the red, and it's not supposed to do that. But that's just the way the shape of the body when you're wrapping it on there. That's just how it's going to come out. The back of it, you're going to have almost all the symbols. Of course, with the red back, you have the little circle bone, the little... Is that a star? What kind of shape is that? It's a weird looking shape right there. You have a star and a little piece of the paw right there. You have the deck lid, which is gonna have the, you could barely see it, but it's there. Some more of the shapes. I could see the bone, I just can't see the rest of it, the dog bone. And that is pretty much the paint scheme. So it pretty much goes from being red in the front to light blue in the back. Very good color choice. That's definitely going to stand out on the racetrack. In fact, this thing did race. I forgot what race and how many races it run, but I do remember this car being on the racetrack with Joey Gase. And what's really funny about this team is that they're always like switching the nose, like changing manufacturers. I mean, it's one thing to, like, you know, change, like, sponsors and keep the number the same or whatever. Maybe sometimes switch the numbers. But, man, to switch manufacturers, how is that even allowed? There's nothing, like, too wrong with it. It's just kind of obscure. Like, this team, like, just cannot find, like, a solid backing from one manufacturer. But they chose the Ford diecast. And, you know, I would have, if I'm being biased, I would have definitely chosen a Supra. But, you know, we barely have any of the Ford Xfinity cars, so let's get a Ford in there, and that's exactly what these guys have done. They've given us a Ford Xfinity car. So they're probably, like, leeching off of other teams and, like, just borrowing equipment just to run these races. It is a small organization, so that's probably how they're able to do that, run multiple identities, different manufacturers. Of course, the Biofuel logo right there. But in terms of this sponsor and this diecast, this is a really cool, very unique. I know the kids are gonna love it because, you know, we got like the little characters on it, a little cartoon style. Very kid-friendly, and it really reminds me of back in the day. You know, you had Cartoon Network cars, Looney Tune cars, just like all like those type of cars. That's what it kind of reminds me of a little bit. You have the front of the car. I'm gonna give you guys a 360 of it. Because front of the car, you can even have like the grill imprinting right there of the mold. That's pretty cool. You can see where the actual grill would be on the actual race car. Pretty cool. Here's the front of the car. Here's the hood. Again, this Mustang is not the actual proper mold, but doesn't look too bad anyway. Here's the hood of the car. Here's the right side, close-ups of it. Beautiful car. I really like this one. Here's the back. Here's the deck lid, here's the roof, here's the whole top profile of the car. Here's the left side. And here is the chassis of the car. The next gens have the underbodies, the under trays, and these have the full-on. Man, I feel like these like style older cars where you can see everything. Like this style produces better racing. The Xfinity series, I think, produces better racing than the Cup cars. And another thing is, the last thing I'll probably point out that I'm surprised I forgot to mention, you could see, like, you're probably wondering what those little black pieces are. Like, what's that? Is that an error on my car? Oh no, what is that? No, that's actually, like, the shape of the rear quarter window. What they do in real life is they take this rear quarter window and they wrap it with, like, the Mustang, like, realistic, like, it looks like the street car. And even the Supras and Camaros, they do this sometimes. But for the diecast, they don't feel like wrapping this with a decal. So this is just kind of hanging and banging over here, this little black part. So yeah, I really hope Lionel's able to figure out how to wrap these quarter windows so we can get better looking. I know you could get like a decal yourself and put it over, but that just looks weird and doesn't look right because that is not the style rear quarter window that would be displaying. This is literally just the actual shape of the body rear quarter window. It's not like the actual decal. But other than that, it's a really nice car. You know, I wish it did have colored wheels. I wish it had white or blue or red. I wish the car ran with those, but black rims don't look bad at all. But anyways, guys, that has been... Wow, these reviews are getting long, aren't they? That has been the review of Joey Gase and his USPTO Ford Mustang GT for Emerling Gase Motorsports number 53. NASCAR Authentics exclusive. You won't be able to find this car anywhere else. And what do you guys think of this car? Do you have it? Are you looking for it? Tell us all your stories in the comment section. Thank you all for checking out this diecast review. Comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next Circle Club diecast review or any of the next videos. And always remember to make sure you know what you're doing when you're putting decals on your diecast.